Welcome to Mind Market Value, where we uncover the hidden psychology behind financial success and the costly errors of the past. Meet Arthur, a man who possessed ambition and drive, yet harbored a fatal misunderstanding about how true wealth is actually built. He did not fail just once or twice, but he went completely bankrupt 3 separate times before finding the right path. His journey was painful and exhausting, fueled by a persistent wrong belief that money was something to be chased, not attracted. Let us rewind the clock to when Arthur was just 25 years old, full of energy, but lacking in wisdom. His first mistake was believing that money was a game of luck and speculation, rather than a measure of value creation. He poured his inheritance into high-risk stocks, thinking he could outsmart the market without understanding the fundamentals of the businesses. For a short while, luck was on his side, and his account balance swelled, reinforcing his dangerous and incorrect mindset. He spent his unrealized gains on toys and status symbols, believing that looking rich was the same as actually being rich. But the market is a cruel teacher to those who do not respect it, and the storm clouds began to gather. Overnight, the bubble burst. The stocks he held plummeted to zero, and his leveraged positions were liquidated by the brokers. He lost everything he had gained, and more. The bank took the car, and he was left with absolutely nothing. This was his first bankruptcy. He blamed the market, the government, and bad luck, refusing to look at his own errors. He spent the next 3 years working hard to save money, swearing he would never take such foolish risks again. However, the pendulum swung too far to the other side. He developed a scarcity mindset, fearing to spend any money. He started a small retail business, but refused to invest in proper signage, marketing, or quality equipment to save costs. He believed that profit came from hoarding cash and cutting expenses to the bone, rather than investing in customer experience. He bought the cheapest inventory possible to maximize his margins, ignoring the fact that the products were fragile and inferior. When customers complained, he argued with them to save a few dollars, destroying his reputation and losing future business forever. His staff left because he refused to pay fair wages. He was trying to build wealth by squeezing everyone around him. A competitor opened across the street, offering better quality and service. Customers flocked there, leaving Arthur's shop completely empty. He could not understand why he was failing. He had saved every penny, yet his business was slowly suffocating and dying. This was his second bankruptcy. He lost his capital because he was too cheap to create any real value for others. He spent the next few years confused. He realized hoarding did not work, so he swung to a new extreme. He adopted the belief that image was everything. He thought if he looked successful, money would magically flow to him. He borrowed heavily from banks and friends, launching a consulting firm that promised to teach others how to succeed. He leased a premium office he could not afford and furnished it with designer pieces to impress potential high-ticket clients. He focused entirely on the appearance of success. He spent hours perfecting his logo, but 0 hours refining his product. He threw expensive launch parties and networking events, burning through his borrowed capital at an alarming and dangerous rate. When his accountant warned him about cash flow, Arthur dismissed him, believing that one big deal would fix everything. Clients came for the image, but left because there was no substance. The fancy wrapper contained no actual candy inside. The loans came due. The rent was overdue. The facade began to crack as the reality of economics set in. He tried to borrow more to keep the illusion alive, but his reputation was hollow, and no one would help. For the 3rd time, Arthur faced bankruptcy. This time was the most humiliating because he had dragged others down too. He was now 50 years old, broke, alone, and exhausted. He had tried gambling, hoarding, and faking, and all failed. He almost gave up entirely, but in his darkest moment, he finally asked himself the right question. What is money? He realized money is not a prize to be won or a resource to be hoarded, but a certificate of value. He stopped trying to get rich and started trying to be useful. He studied how successful businesses actually solved human problems. He observed the world with new eyes. He looked for inconveniences, struggles, and gaps where he could provide a solution. He noticed that local businesses struggled with reliable cleaning services. It was not glamorous, but it was a real need. He started a cleaning company with just a bucket and a mop. No fancy office, no logo, just pure hard work. He focused on doing the job better than anyone else. He was not chasing money. He was chasing excellence and trust. The client was thrilled with the quality. He paid Arthur and immediately recommended him to the business owner next door. Arthur did not buy a fancy dinner. He reinvested every dollar into better equipment to do an even better job. He hired staff, but this time he paid them well and trained them to share his high standards of service. Word of mouth spread like wildfire. He did not need to advertise because his reputation for value was his marketing. The money began to flow in, not as a lucky windfall, but as a natural consequence of the value provided. He resisted the urge to inflate his lifestyle. He kept his costs low and his quality high, learning from past mistakes. 5 years later, his company was the most trusted in the state. He had built something real, tangible, and resilient. Arthur was wealthy again, but this time he was not afraid of losing it, because he understood the source. He realized that his 3 bankruptcies were necessary lessons. They taught him what money is not, so he could learn what it is. The gambler chases luck. The miser fears loss. The pretender seeks validation. But the creator seeks to serve others. When you focus on solving problems, money becomes a byproduct. It is the echo of the value you have sent out. He no longer checks the stock market every minute. He sleeps soundly at night knowing his wealth is built on rock. Money flows to those who can handle it and flees from those who try to trap it or fake it. This is the core philosophy that changed his life. Value comes first. Money follows. Never the other way around. So, if you are struggling financially, ask yourself, are you gambling? Are you hoarding? Are you faking? Or are you serving? The market rewards truth. It eventually exposes all lies and punishes all shortcuts. Only genuine value stands the test of time. Wealth is like a tree. You cannot force it to grow by pulling on the leaves. You must water the roots. Arthur now uses his money to empower others, creating a cycle of prosperity that extends far beyond his own bank account. His net worth is higher now than ever before, but his self-worth is no longer tied to the number. He learned that the greatest risk is not losing money, but losing your integrity and your understanding of reality. Money without value is just paper. Value without money is charity. But value with business structure is true wealth. The bankruptcy was never in his wallet. It was in his mind. Once he fixed his mind, his wallet fixed itself. The world is full of problems waiting to be solved. That means the world is full of money waiting to be earned. Don't try to be the smartest person in the room. Try to be the most helpful person in the room. Let go of the need to impress. Let go of the fear of spending. Embrace the joy of creating something useful. You do not need to go bankrupt 3 times to learn this lesson. You can choose to learn from Arthur today. His story is a warning and a guide. It maps the treacherous terrain of the psychology of money for us. Remember lesson 1. Do not treat business like a casino. Luck is not a strategy, and hope is not a plan. Remember lesson 2. You cannot shrink your way to greatness. You must invest in quality to receive loyalty in return. Remember lesson 3. Reputation is built on what you do, not what you say. Substance always wins over status, eventually. All these lessons converge on one single truth. Your income is a direct reflection of the value you bring to the market. Building wealth is a climb. It requires preparation, the right tools, and the patience to take one step at a time. The view from the top is beautiful, but it is only earned by those who respect the mountain and the journey. At Mind Market Value, we believe that everyone has the potential to build wealth if they correct their internal beliefs first. Rewrite your mental script. Stop seeing money as the enemy or the god. See it as a tool for exchange. Let your moral compass guide your financial decisions. If it feels wrong, it is probably bad for your bank account too. Share your knowledge. When you help others succeed, you create an ecosystem where everyone thrives, including yourself in the long run. Build systems that deliver value consistently. Do not rely on your mood or motivation. Rely on discipline and strong processes. Cultivate patience. The harvest does not come the day after you plant the seed. Trust the process of natural growth. True wealth includes financial freedom, but also time freedom, health, and meaningful relationships. Do not sacrifice one for the other. Forgive your past financial mistakes. They do not define you. They are merely data points to help you make better decisions. Be a lighthouse in the storm. When the economy is bad, be the one who offers stability, solutions, and hope. Success is built on a pile of failures. Do not be afraid to fail. Be afraid of not learning from the failure. We invite you to join this journey of financial awakening. It is never too late to change your story and start again. Clear the clouds of misconception. See the market for what it really is, a place where we help each other live better. You now hold the key. It is not a secret formula or a magic trick. It is the simple power of service. Whatever your profession, ask yourself today, how can I add more value? How can I serve more people? How can I improve? Money is frozen trust. If you want more money, build more trust. It is the most valuable currency in the entire world. Arthur's story is not just about money. It is about character. It is about becoming the kind of person who deserves wealth. He went from a gambler to a miser to a pretender, and finally, to a leader. Which one are you today? Look in the mirror and be honest. The market will not lie to you, so do not lie to yourself about your value. The road ahead is long, but you do not have to walk it alone. We are here to help guide you. Mind Market Value is dedicated to bringing you stories and insights that shift your paradigm and upgrade your financial operating system. If you found value in this story, please subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more content like this. Like this video if you learned something new, and share it with a friend who needs to hear Arthur's powerful message. Arthur's journey has ended, but yours is just beginning. Take these lessons and apply them to your life starting right now. Remember, you are not a victim of the economy. You are a creator of value. Go out there and prove it. From the depths of bankruptcy to the heights of success, the path is paved with service, humility, and genuine hard work. As Warren Buffett once said, price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Make sure you are giving value. The world is waiting for your contribution. Do not let fear or greed hold you back from your true potential anymore. Check out our other videos for more deep dives into the psychology of money, business strategy, and personal development success stories. We appreciate your time and attention. Time is your most valuable asset, and we are honored you spent it with us. Thank you for watching Mind Market Value. Subscribe for more insights, and remember that true wealth begins in the mind.